Hey, thank you so much for speaking with me, and especially because we're talking about, I think, one of the most important platforms in Canada when it comes to the music business, and that's Canada's Music Incubator. You guys have been able to set up such a stage for so many artists to go through to become what they have become. I mean, how does it feel being part of something that really does help nurture the music industry?
It has been an incredible experience for me as a young woman coming through the music industry. My background is in performance, and so being able to see the way that CMI has been able to support the careers of artists and managers and other music industry professionals, it's just an inspiration. I've been very, very fortunate to find my place, to find myself sitting in this organization and helping artists find their way, because it is a challenging career path, and it's not for everybody. And I have so much respect for folks who really take their careers in the music industry seriously and really go for it.
For folks who don't know what CMI is, please explain what it is.
Yes, of course. So Canada's Music Incubator is a national nonprofit music organization, and we are based in Toronto. We provide professional development for artists. We also provide professional development for artist managers and other music companies by way of programs, which is the core of what we do. But we also provide paid live performance opportunities for artists and general connectivity with the industry.
Now, when I say you guys are really the stage for this, I mean, could you even throw out some names of artists who have gone through CMI?
Well, it's been interesting to go. I was looking at your SoundCloud and looking at all the interviews you've done, and it's been such a treat to see so many of these CMI artists that you've interviewed. We've worked with, or adjacent, CMI adjacent, like we work with the managers of some of the artists you have interviewed as well. So Aaron Pollock is a name that he did AE program a couple years ago. We also worked with folks like Cave Boy. The list goes on. I manage the database, so it's funny that I'm drawing a blank, but who are some other people? IMUR from BC, we did some programming with them. Who are some folks that popped out to you, I'm curious, from CMI?
You know what? Just the fact what you said about the artists I've interviewed, people can go through the website and they can see those names. So that's not a problem. But what has been a problem has been COVID-19. How tough has it been for you folks at CMI to be helping these artists during this time?
Well, we're very fortunate that just before the quarantine actually happened, which everybody in the world knows how quickly things kind of evolved. It was the beginning of the week, we were living our normal lives, and then at the end of the week, everything had changed. But at the beginning of that week, we actually launched something called CMI Online Mentorship, which we are currently running year-round through a online mentorship platform called Mentorly. So we kind of set up this infrastructure for folks to buy a bundle of 3 one-hour meetings where they could choose any CMI mentor they wanted to work with based on our level of expertise and what we have listed as our skill set on that platform. So folks can buy a bundle of 3 meetings for $150 and have one-on-one mentorship with any of CMI's mentors. So just having that available, having that infrastructure in place before COVID hit was, I don't want to say it's serendipitous because that's not the word I want to use, but the timing really did work out because we have been able to support artists through this really challenging time for artists in particular. And also to that, it's been extremely challenging for artists, but it's had a trickle-down effect on all the industry, all the folks who are then supporting the artists, because artists have had their largest revenue stream stripped from them for the foreseeable future, and that is a really scary thing. So we feel very fortunate to be able to help these artists even from afar and online. And it's allowed us to then take steps to put all our programming for the remainder of 2020 online. So we are kind of operating kind of business as usual, but from our laptops and our computers and connecting with artists from across the country.
So let's take a look at what's going to be happening at the 2020 fall session with you guys. How's that all going to work for artists and for folks who are listening to this or going, CMI, never heard of them, how do I get involved? So how does this all work in September?
Right. So essentially, actually, we are currently doing an AE, Artist Entrepreneur Program. We are running it. We're in week 3. So we've done the intake for that program, and we're in the middle of it. But we're also going to be running Artist Entrepreneur West, that is normally run out of the NMC National Music Center at Studio Bell in Calgary. We're going to be doing an online offering of that program for 4 weeks. And we're also going to be doing our Artist Manager program. That will be about a 6-week program in the fall as well. So there are other programming opportunities for both managers and artists, but the Artist Entrepreneur West program is for Western-based artists. But essentially, folks can also access that one-on-one online mentorship year-round. And you can find it all on a website, but essentially we have changed the program slightly to suit the online setting because we understand that, folks don't generally have the capacity to sit and learn from a screen for more than a couple of hours. The screen fatigue is real, so we've condensed the program to a couple hours a day rather than, 6 hours a day like we would do in our facility here in Toronto. And we have also reduced the price because we understand that artists are in a difficult position. Anyone working in the music industry are likely struggling financially more now than ever. But there is an opportunity to apply for both Artist Manager and AE West programs if you're a Western-based artist, but any manager can apply for the Artist Manager program.
So physically, let's talk, and I just want to make sure that folks understand. So what happens? You get involved with this. Mm-hmm. Are you actually speaking to people who are in the industry? How does it work?
Yeah, so for the online, it's pretty much the same as what we would do in person. So essentially, we do a hybrid. For the artist program, we do a hybrid of about 50-50 creative development and then 50%, business and personal development. So we have folks from across the industry connecting with these artists who we bring into the program. We bring in a ton of guest speakers and guest mentors. We'll have bookers, agents, publicists, publishers come in to connect with these artists. And we also give them an understanding of how the music industry actually works, because a lot of artists come into this line of work because they're very talented and good at what they do, but they don't necessarily understand that they are, in fact, running a small business. So we really help them kind of get things in place to have a successful business, and that would be based on their definition of what success looks like for them in their music business. So we have folks from across the country come in, and the nice thing about the virtual platform is we can have, guests that we would never be able to have in person speak to artists because we can just get them on, Zoom or on a video call. So.
And of course, this is really helping to secure somebody's future in the business, and that's something very important. I want to make sure it's made clear that, yeah, you may have the talent on stage, you may be able to play the greatest guitar riff or, have the greatest voice, but if you don't understand the business aspect of it, you can have a short career.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that is a challenge a lot of artists face because there are so many moving parts in this industry, and I didn't know them, myself before I spent time at CMI. I came out of the Humber Jazz program knowing how to play over changes, but I didn't know what a publisher was. I didn't understand the role of a manager and how important all the pieces are to running an effective music business. If you do want to make this your career, it's extremely important.
Extremely important. FYI, I'm Humber College also, but radio broadcasting. So there you go.
Very nice. Yes.
I love this.
Yes.
For folks who want to get involved, because they're hearing this and they're like, okay, this is important for my career. What do they do? How do they get involved?
They can come to our website and they can take a look at the different programs we do offer. CMI does so much, so I apologize if this has been overwhelming for listeners because there are a lot of moving parts to what we do, and we are a small team. But if they do want to get involved, they can follow us online at CM Incubator, and that's across the board, Facebook, Instagram, but they can also visit our website, canadasmusicincubator.com, and there is a Contact Us section, so there's somebody manning that email at all times. If you have any questions, we're very quick at getting back to you. And we'll also get back to you in DMs on Facebook, Instagram as well. But we prefer email. And we'd be happy to answer any questions as far as eligibility or whether or not it's right for you. It's really important to us at CMI that folks take the program when it's the right time for them, because we want to make sure that they are making the investment in time, in money, in energy at the right time. So we always put the artist's needs and first. It's very important to us.
Amazing. And where do we go again, social media-wise? Where do we go, and website and everything else? One more time.
That's at CM Incubator for both Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. Don't forget Twitter. And the website is canadasmusicincubator.com. But if you do a quick Google of Canada's Music Incubator, it'll be the first thing that you see. So that's that.
Amazing. Thank you so much for making time for me. And thank you for you guys to keep doing what you're doing, because folks should realize that CMI extremely important. It's a great path to get to where you need to be in the music industry. It's going back to school, but going back to school to make sure that you come out with a diploma at the end of this. Thank you again for the interview, and thanks again for what you guys do.
Thank you, Rudy.
Take care. Talk soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye now.